up, everybody? Indie Prime here with another video review, and this time we're doing Bumblebee. He is from the Transformers Generation line that just came out for the Thrilling 30. He is Bumblebee. There's his packaging in the back. Of course, he comes with the collector's comic and all that good stuff. There's the back of his stuff. Product shots. All lies. They're never really real. Don't ever believe them. But it is what it is, so just move that out of the way for now. There is Bumblebee. Now, I'm still doing, getting used to the new video stuff, so bear with me. I'm going to take the camera off the pod here, and we will look at B a little bit closer, because he gets griped on a lot, and I think he's a very, very cool figure. Just got him today, but I think he's cool. We'll look at him very, very detailed too. First, the pros of this guy. He has some awesome paint app going on here. This is kind of like the, I would want to say coming off the movie line. Pretty cool. He has great molding on him. They just didn't give him enough paint apps, so like always, Hasbro is not being friendly with paint apps. I don't know why. But he's molded very well. Great looking wheels and tires. They're just hard plastic like normal. He tabs together pretty well in a lot of spots. But all in all, it's car mode. It's 50-50. He's got great looking paint on him when you can get to it. Sometimes it doesn't show up there well, but he has like this kind of flake finish in him. You can see sparkles and stuff on him. Probably not showing up well on the camera at all. What he looks like to me, though, is he looks like part Camaro, part Mustang, especially in the front end. Let me put the camera back on the stand here, and we'll look at that. There we go. Yep, there we are. Get the weapons off here real quick, because they're like the most boring part about him. You can tell he very, very looks like a muscle car, but he looks very, very Mustang-y in the front. And very, very kind of like Camaro somewhat in the back, maybe a little bit in the doors, but also up on the top he looks Mustang-y, because if you look at the old classic Mustangs, they look like, especially like from Nicolas Cage's movie Eleanor, Gone in 60 Seconds, very reminiscent of Eleanor, the Shelby GT Mustang. But I mean, all in all, it's a cool car mode. He does have some paint apps done on the lights and everything pretty well, but he does have flaws, and we're about to get to that. But do love the windows, though. Windows are very cool. They have like a little hint of blue in them, but trans clear. So now the cons. I don't know what Hasbro's been doing, but they can't get their colors right. Very, very bright yellow. Very, very bright yellow. Very, very kind of just subtle yellow. Same thing, the paint apps are off a little bit, but I think this can be due to tab issues. They really need to start doing better paint apps. Seriously, because like right there, you could do some stuff with this. Come on. Seriously. And this is horrible. I mean, really, you can clearly see different colors, and that's, once you've seen it, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just there, and it sucks, but it is. Also, don't like how they've done this. It's like got these wonderful clear windows, and then this. Come on, you could have done something. They could have done something with the exhaust ports. Separate it, give it a different color, but same colors back here. But I mean, the tail lights are cool, but I mean, come on. And then the tabbing. I have fought and I have beat, and I have heard some people say you can slide these. This guy doesn't want a tab right there. But other than that, he's cool. I mean, he just needs a lot more paint apps, to be honest. I really like the mold of him and everything. And, some people are like, oh, well, it's another Bumblebee. So what? I mean, Bumblebee's classic. Another problem he's got is he doesn't roll very well. And that is due to Mr. Chest plate right here, and I can feel it grinding every time I try to roll him, and it just kind of goes, oh god, don't want to scrape him up. He's already got some damage on one of his paint apps right there in his stripe, which isn't very visible to the camera, but it's there. And then sometimes it's just Hasbro. They don't change their minds. They give us what they say. I know it is what it is. But he tabs pretty well in a lot of spots on this guy, though. I will give him that, and we're about to see. He does tab pretty well in a lot of spots. Everybody's a little bit different in his transformation. Just kind of how it is. I like to try and break his front end loose first, but sometimes it doesn't work. And you really do just got to start untabbing this guy. And he taps pretty secure, just like that, which can, give you the risk of breaking. So you got to give it a little force, but you want to be careful at the same time. But you kind of just want to loosen all this up, get all this little kibble stuff out of the way. And then, pretty much once this back comes out, the rest of them will untab. Get the legs down. And he's got some fragile pieces right here. You can feel the fragile part of him. After that, you kind of want to get his hood and bring his hood back, set it down, and there's a little spot right up in here that his back will tab to, and some people will tab it now, some people later. I'm just like, whatever. Mine's not really tabbing that well at all, so it is what it is. All you got to do to bring his feet down is pretty much grab in there, pull them out there on the ball joint, but they're up in there a little bit, so you got to pull them down, and then they will rotate backwards. There we go. And then there's his feet. But they do say these little parts here slide a little bit. If they do, they are in there so tight that I don't even want to try and slide him. So once you've got all that done and he's kind of standing a little bit here, you want to take this part and push it down, which will pop out his head. And then after that, you want to just get up in here, get all this stuff untied, take his shoulder arms, rotate this all back. These are on hinges, so they'll float together. And you get them all sit down, and you fold this all back, and come on, Bumble, there you go, lock in there, buddy. Try to tab this in the back part again, which not too well, but we'll get to that in a minute. And you stand him straight up, and there you have Bumblebee. Take it back a little bit, but there he is. He's very, very cool. I'll take the camera off here in a minute, and we'll take a look at him. But there he is. Here we go. All right, we'll get in here close on him. He is very, very looking G1 in the face. I really love that because it, as a kid, that brings back memories. But you can see he's light piping very, very well. They've done him pretty good back there. He's open back there. You can see that because I got the sun coming in today. But there he is, very, very well light piped. His face is pretty good. Sculpt's on it good. He's only got just side to side articulation. He's got no up and downs on there, which sucks. But what do you do? There's his knees. He's got a nice looking robot mode. Don't get me wrong. He's cool. It looks like he takes a little bit from everyone. He's got some G1 in here. He's definitely got some movie in there with the door flaps and everything. He stands pretty well too. So put him down here. Back to the camera here and get that back. But he's got back and forth knee articulation. Nice pretty ratchet joint. He's pretty sturdy up in there. I can feel it and kind of hear it. Some people say they can't. He can move 360 shoulder joints on the ball joints. For some reason his elbow joint right here is very, very tight. I don't know if it's just mine or not. He has, I believe, no wrist articulation at all, which he doesn't. He's kind of loose in the chest too. He doesn't like to sit there. He does have a waist articulation. Yep, there it is, and it's tight as hell. I mean, just seriously, I'm putting force on him hard, which I kind of don't want to do, but you know, if you want him in a waist swivel, you gotta do what you gotta do. But there's that light piping again, very, very cool. You know, he's an all in all cool figure. Here's his weapons. He stands pretty good too. I'll give him that. He's not heavy. He's actually, you know, in my opinion, he's pretty light feeling. His weapons, they look like icicles. Maybe they're. I don't know. It's not that great. It really not. They have little tabs in them. You can combine them, and you can fold down one of these, and voila, he has his gun, or blaster, or whatever you want to call it. Simple enough. I mean, he's a good figure. He really is. I'm hating that people are giving him such a hard time. Not every Transformer is going to be great or anything like that. You know, he's cool. It's Bumblebee. He's classic. You know, you just can't go wrong with him. You know, they did him pretty well. He does have some kibble in the back. He got hollow legs, but who really cares? I mean, seriously, it's Bumblebee. I really don't like this. It's a little bit annoying, but, you know, what are you going to do? I wish the tab would sit in a little bit better, but there kind of goes a little bit. I mean, I would have liked to seen some more articulation. Definitely in his wrist, I would have loved to seen that. Would have loved to seen them try and get his doors somewhere in the back, because every time you do his arms now, try to get him in a gun pose or something, you lose that look back there, which is actually really cool. I mean, I love how his doors are just sitting back there, but you lose it, you know, by but all in all, very cool figure. I mean, you can probably do a couple different little things with him. You know, if you really don't want him to like hold his guns or something, you could probably throw him in there. But I mean, like, really, who's going to do that? I know some people say that he has some ports underneath there as well, that you could do that. They kind of just slide really up in there, really, really unsecure. I mean, if you're probably going to do it, I mean, it would have to be something like, I would more imagine this. You know, I would flip it around and then stick it in his ports, which would kind of give him like this, you know, kind of gun look thing going on. But I mean, to each person his own. I mean, seriously. I mean, I just really wish they could have done some more with this guy. Like I said, they've done great on him though, but could have been better. Probably really would have liked to seen a lot more apps on him, paint-wise, especially like on his weapon, because that's his only accessory, his senior weapon. And he's got some nice little detail molding in there and stuff, and they could have, you know, gave us some more paint apps or something, but they didn't. But, you know, he's got these little floppy knee pads, which are cool. You know, he's really a nice, well-detailed figure. He's got like this little smile thing going on up here. But, you know, all in all, he's a good figure. I picked him up today, actually, for $13. That's usually what they're running right now. Is he worth it? Yeah, he's worth the $13, even with his little bit of flaws. He's a good figure, and he's good for anybody's collection. I know there's a lot of Bumblebees out there, and people are like, oh, you know, not another Bumblebee. Well, you know, it's Bumblebee. You know, seriously, he is a awesome figure. He's classic. You can't do wrong with him. Like I said, I remember when I got the original VW Bumblebee when I was a kid. God, that's years ago in 1984. That was awesome. You know, Bumblebees went through a lot of changes over there, and I think sometimes they've really screwed him up. You know, they've put too much into him. They haven't just let him be. I mean, Bumblebee is classic. Always will. Like I said, you can pick him up for about $13. He's worth the $13. You know, would I display him in car mode. Not really. I think, it's a nice looking car mode. Don't get me wrong, very cool. But his robot mode is really where it shines. He's on. And I'm just about Pro-B. God. But he's cool in his robot mode. He stands very well, unless you knock him over like I just did. But he's awesome. I don't know why people crack on him. Maybe they're just tired of so many bumblebees. But I mean, literally, give the guy a chance. Don't dog him. I know they're supposed to be coming out with a repaint, I think, for him, and I forget what company it was. I'll try to find out. They're supposed to be making a cane for him or something, from what I heard, and if they are, or if they already have, I'll be picking it up. And you learn a little bit about that in his comic book, everything, because he's supposedly been rebuilt and all that. You learn a little bit, but you got to read the comic books to understand it. I've heard some people say that he is the weakest in the line of these guys, and I can't say that. I mean, I really think, he could do with some, paint apps, which probably Repro Labels already came out with something or will be coming out with something. But, other than that, he's cool. I mean, really, it's Bumblebee. You don't have to do too much to him. I love that he's got like that G1 look again in his head. That's Bumblebee, not all this flashy, look, I light up and all that stuff. Leave the man alone. Let him be what he is. Am I glad he's not a Volkswagen? Yeah, okay. Volkswagens are old. But I mean, he's cool. All in all, for $13, he's well worth it. He's great for anybody's collections. Just give the guy a chance. Don't dog him. If you don't like his car mode, fine. Display him in his robot form. Right now, I think he's probably one of the best bees on the market. I know that, we've had a lot of them, which is probably why a lot of people don't like him. We've been given so many bumblebees that, you get tired of it. But this guy, I think they've done justice with him. They haven't really packed too much on him. Like I said, there's problems with him, but not significantly horrible ones. Things that probably Repo Labels can fix. I would have loved to seen an Autobot insignia in his car mode, but we didn't get that. But I think Repo could probably do something like that. I mean, obviously, it's probably gonna be back here on the hood or something. But I mean, even with that, I would be happy. It's just the little things, but this guy is still awesome in my book. If you get the chance, you find him, because I know they're kind of just here and there. Because this took me almost a month to find this guy, and usually I don't like ordering offline. I like just picking him up. But I was coming to the point where I was going to pick him up online, and got lucky and found him today at a Kmart, which was pretty cool. I don't really shop there much, so it was kind of lucky. But there he is, Thrilling 30. Pick him up. He's worth the $12 with everything taxed. It's about $13. He's worth it. So that's it for today. I'll have probably another review coming up this weekend. Maybe. It just depends on time. If not, next week. So as always, take it easy, guys. Rate it, subscribe, whatever. Leave any comments you want. I welcome your guys' input. If you guys got any kind of request, I'm glad to hear it, see if I can do something about it. And love criticism. I mean, I just started out, so if you guys have any ideas how I can make these better, please feel free to send it. Message to me to tell me what to do, because obviously I'm new at this, but I'm doing the best I got. Hope you all have a good weekend. Take it easy, and I will see you again later.